Awesome. All right, welcome guys. I am really excited for this webinar tonight. I would love to know, for those of you who just hopped on, if you could just let me know like where you're watching from, number one, and then put a one in the chat if you're a brand new beginner to this. Put a two in the chat if you are have some experience with digital marketing or some type of online business. Um, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ben Boyle, and on Instagram and TikTok, I'm at the work from home couple. Um, my wife and I do this business together. We started this about a year and a half ago, doing what we're doing now. And it's been honestly the most life-changing journey that we've been on financially, um, because for a lot of reasons, and I'll get into some of this tonight. But um, what I found is so great about this business model that I've figured out is number one, you don't have to trade time for money. And number two, it actually gives you time freedom. Okay. Like, regardless of how much money you're making, and I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life, but regardless of the number of how much money I'm making, just the ability to make money in general without having to get paid by the hour to do it is so empowering. Because if you can make even just an extra 500 or $1,000 a month, but you're only having to put in a little bit of time to do it, that's extremely freeing. Like I'm on average, I'm working like 2 hours a day. And to be able to make 40 grand a month with 2 hours a day is, to me, that's unheard of. So I'm really excited to teach you guys how I'm doing this and outline my strategies. And I'll even go into showing you some of the tools that I use to do this. For those of you who are on TikTok, I'm not going to be able to share my screen on there. So if you do want to hop over on my, I don't know how to send you the link. This is what I'm going to do. If you're watching on TikTok, text me 504-402-8266 and I'll send you the link. But Susan from Santa Monica, living in coastal Vietnam, 9 a.m. on Tuesday there. That's awesome. Very cool. Kath Dickinson is from Sydney. Welcome from Australia. Brittany's from Pennsylvania. Timon's from Austin. Am I saying that right? I'm taking Timon from The Lion King. I'm just assuming that's how you pronounce it, but I could be wrong. Sorry if I butchered that. But anyway, so so let me get into a little bit of my story, and then I'll start to actually explain to you guys. That's the purpose of this masterclass tonight, is to actually explain to you guys how this business model works. Because there's so many people that are out there on social media, and they're talking about making money online, and they're saying how much you can make, and they're telling you to buy their course, et cetera, et cetera. I know that if you're seeing me, you're probably seeing like 10 other people, right? Because that's how the algorithms work. But what I want to do for you guys tonight is actually walk you through, without you having to pay for anything, just show you what this is about, show you how to do it. I'm not going to be able to get into all the weeds and all the details, but I'm going to at least be able to give you an understanding to where you can be like, oh, okay, is this something I want to do or not? Right. And yes, Brittany, I will send the recording. And what I'll need you to do is I'll actually need you to text me if you want me to send you the recording. I'm really sorry about your ankle. But I don't have a way of contacting you necessarily. So if you can just text me at 504-402-8266, I'll send you the recording. And same for those of you who are on TikTok, just text me and I'll send you the link to the live. So let's talk about how this works. Okay. When about a year and a half ago, I was in a really bad financial situation. Okay. I was in the Army years ago, got out of the Army. I've tried so many different things for how to make money, and I've had some successes, I've had some failures, but you name it, I've tried it. And about a year and a half ago, I was unemployed. I was in a really down position financially, a lot of debt. and I was desperate, okay, because my wife was starting to get into some health struggles and issues, and we needed to be able to make money in order to afford to even just get her the care that she needed. Um, and like I was just like at the end of my rope. I was like, I've been applying for jobs, I've been like trying different things, and nothing was working. And I was just like, there's gotta be a way. So I was desperate. Okay. And if you guys can relate to that, just drop a 3 in the chat if you can relate to that, to being in that place, maybe not now, but at least at some point in your life, just like desperate for light at the end of the tunnel financially. Um, and so I am so grateful to God that He brought led me to encounter this business model at the time that He did, because it was we there was no time in our life where we needed it more. Um, and so again, this is summer 2023, and I started seeing people on Instagram talking about making money online, talking about like how to do this thing where they're making, like I saw somebody make 200 grand in 8 weeks. And I had all of this skepticism and the questions and stuff that I'm sure a lot of you guys have. Like, is this even legit? Are these people scammers? Are they just like asking for people's money and then ghosting them? Like, is this actually feasible for somebody who doesn't have experience? Is this something you've got to have a lot of followers? Do you have to show your face? You've got to sell stuff to your friends and family. Like, I mean, all of these questions. Okay. Um, but I was so desperate that I was just like, listen, I'm gonna at least dig into it and figure out if this is a real thing and if it's legit. And so I knew somebody who knew somebody who was doing this. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey, listen, tell me, like, I just asked all my questions. And after doing my due diligence, I realized, like, okay, this is actually a real thing. Like, this does make sense. And so I actually purchased a course to learn how to do this. Okay. And I spent $500, which at the time for me, that was like really a stretch. Okay. Spending $500 when I didn't have any money and all I had was debt was like really scary. But again, I was desperate and I was like, if I can do even a fraction of what these other people are doing, then it is worth me paying some money to learn how to do this. And so I did. It took me about a week to get through the course and learn how to set everything up, set up all the stuff that I'm about to walk through with you guys here in just a second on what I had to do. Once I had everything set up, I launched, started a brand new Instagram account from zero followers. And I started following the steps and following the instructions and just basically like doing exactly what I was told to do. Okay. Within 30 days from that, I made $10,000 starting at zero. Okay. Completely blew my mind. I was shocked that even happened. And disclaimer, like, I'm not guaranteeing that's going to happen for everybody because it doesn't. Okay. Most people, it doesn't go that quickly. I was blessed that it did for me. Some people it takes a couple months to get things rolling, but at the end of the day, I was sold at that point though, because I was like, shoot, if I can make 10 grand in my first 30 days, what happens if I keep doing this? What happens if I keep rolling? So I kept going, I kept rolling. Life happened. My dog died. My wife ended up like getting crazy medical stuff that just like 3 different things, one after the other, that she's been dealing with now. And so we were in a position where like I could not go to a job if I wanted to. I was flying my wife to California. We were flying to Florida. We were like back and forth to doctor's appointments every single day of the week for a period of time. And I didn't have time to build a business. I didn't have time to do something like new or learn new skills and stuff like that. And so what's crazy is that I was able to, even during all that chaos, like scale this to $30,000 a month. Okay. And now I've scaled it to 40, but like even just within the first 6 months, I scaled it to over 30K a month, with only a couple hours a day. And a lot of those hours were like really crazy, like either like 11 p.m. at night or like, weird hours where it wasn't consistent and I wasn't able to show up the way that I wanted to, but it kept growing. So I'm telling you guys this because I want you to understand that like my journey has not been easy with this. It's not been ideal. And yet, like, because the business model works if you stay consistent with it, I was just consistent with what I had to offer, which was very little time, but it still works. And so I am super passionate about helping other people learn how to do this. And that's why I'm offering like this space for you to learn from my experience, because I'm like, there's so many people out here that they're too scared to buy a course. They're too scared to like invest in doing this because they don't understand it. They don't know what it's like. They don't even know if they want to do it. And I feel like everybody should at least understand how this works, what's involved, what would be required of you. Um, because if you are willing to do the simple daily stuff to make this work, you guys, it's literally like life changing, life altering. Um, to be able to make this kind of money, it just blows my mind every single day. And I'm like literally on my bed every night when I lay my head down at night, I'm just like, God, thank you. Like, God, like, how did you do this? But like, I'm so grateful. And um, so let's dive in and let me share with you guys how this actually works and how I'm doing this, because it's truly not anything that's special about me. I would say that my faith in God plays a huge role in this. But even if you're not a believer, um, that even in the Bible it says the rain and sun shine on both believers and unbelievers. So you don't have to believe in God to make this work, but I do feel like it makes the journey a lot more rewarding if you do. But um, but let's talk about the details. So, an overview: three things that you need, three components to this business model to make this successful. Okay. So if you're taking notes, component number one. Oh, and by the way, before I dive into this, like if you guys have questions, go ahead and put your questions in the chat, put them in the comments if you're on TikTok, and I'll try to get to as many of these like actual questions live as I can. If For those of you who are watching the recording of this, feel free to send me questions on my cell phone. If you want to just text me questions, it's 504 402 8266. But yeah, this is interactive, so I'm not like on an agenda. If you guys have questions, go ahead and hit me. Okay, so component number one of actually being successful with this is you need to have a product. Okay, you got to have something to sell online. Sounds kind of obvious, but what we're talking about here is digital marketing and affiliate marketing. And so we're selling things online. Okay, and what's cool about this is that this isn't some like snake oil type of thing where you're trying to sell crap to people. Um, like there's so many valuable things out there that people are purchasing already. They've got a problem or something in their life that they need a solution to. And if you can help them solve that problem or meet that need, then they're gladly willing to pay you for that, as long as you actually have something of value to offer. So the full spectrum here, it can be anything, but in a nutshell, you need to find a good product that either has an affiliate program, meaning that it's an existing company that has a good product that's willing to pay you if you can help them get sales online. Okay, that's what affiliate marketing is. 87% of companies have affiliate programs. And so it's not hard to find something that you can, probably something that you're already like using in your house right now that you could be posting about on social media and getting people to purchase. Especially like with TikTok Shop. I mean, you can literally sell anything at this point. Amazon affiliate program, you can sell anything in the world and make commission. So there's that option. There's also the option to do digital products, which means basically anything you can download off the internet: courses, ebooks, templates, recipes, journal prompts, any of that kind of stuff. All right. How many of you guys have seen somebody post on social media? Maybe it was me, maybe it was somebody else, who said, before you go to sleep tonight, take 30 minutes, go on Canva and create a digital product that you can sell 1,000 times for $27. You'll thank me later. Have you guys seen some iteration on that type of a post? It's obviously more complicated than that, and I'm going to get into the weeds of like how you actually do some of this stuff. But what they're saying is you can literally use artificial intelligence. ChatGPT is a great tool to create an ebook in an afternoon. I've done this in like hours. Okay. Create an ebook on any topic. You don't even have to know anything about the topic. You just follow some prompts to like get artificial intelligence to create an ebook that helps somebody solve a problem. And then you can package it in Canva, make it look pretty, make it look marketable. And then you can start selling it on social media and make money. Okay. So that's component number one is you have a product, whether it's your product or somebody else's product that you can sell. Component number two, you need to be able to set up an online platform, website with some automations that make it easy for people to purchase your product. Okay. Now, if you're doing affiliate marketing, the company does most of that for you because they've got their own website set up and they're going to give you your own link to where people can purchase from. So if you're going that route, there's a lot less work involved. But if you're selling your own product, or if you've, if you want to take ownership of your business, which I highly recommend, you're going to set up your own online platform that you're going to drive traffic to where people can go learn about your product, understand what the value is, and decide if they want to purchase. And then there's a place where they can actually put in their credit card information and buy it right there on your website. Okay. You don't have to be a big company to collect credit card information. You can literally set up a free account to collect people's payment on Stripe or PayPal and integrate that into your website and be able to collect payment. And people, you've got to be reputable, like you've got to actually deliver, but it's free to set those accounts up. Okay. So what I'm going to do here on this webinar really quick on Zoom is I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to show you guys a couple tools to where you can actually set up your own website for free and even set up like email automations and everything that you need to have a semi-automated business where people can purchase a product from you. And you don't even have to pay anything upfront. So it's pretty insane that that's available, but we live in 2025 and the world is your oyster if you're willing to put in the work. So for those of you who are on TikTok, you're not going to be able to see my screen, but just follow along. I'll try to explain what I'm showing people as well, so you'll still be able to get an understanding. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right. Okay, really quick, if you guys can, who are on the Zoom, if you guys can put a thumbs up in the chat if you can see this, that'd be awesome. Just so I know that you're able to see it. Okay, perfect. So this is just one example. There are other websites out here. This isn't the end all be all, but this is what I started with. This is what I used when I first got started a year and a half ago. It's called System.io, system.io. That's the website. It's system with an E on the end. If you're on TikTok, it's systeme.io is the website. And you can actually go on here and you can create a free account. And it's not just a free trial. Like you can use it for free as long as you need to until you need to scale. But it's a way for you to create a website that's designed to sell something. Okay, so they have all these templates. If you look right here, there's all these pre-built templates in this website that you can choose from that has already created a layout. You can just find one that you like the look of that aligns with you and your brand. And then you just tweak it. You just kind of edit the text, make it about your product, edit the images, make them about your product. And it's got the entire thing built out for you already, and you just kind of edit it. So it's really user-friendly in that sense. And then you can just follow the tutorials to integrate your payment platforms, like I was saying, Stripe and PayPal. You can integrate those directly to this, so that it makes it easy for people to pay. And then once you have set up your website, let me get a little bit more into the details with what you want to do when you're setting up a website, because there's a few components of this that are important to actually being good at selling a product. Okay. You can set up a website to sell a product, but then it might be okay or it might be great. And I want to show you how to make it great. So, um, so a few things. I'm going to stop the share for a second. And Bettina, to your question, Bettina asked, what are you using now instead of System.io? So I'm still using System.io. I've upgraded to the paid version because the free version only allows you to get up to 2,000 email contacts, and I've got way more than that now. So I've upgraded, but I'm still using System.io. I like it. And I also use StanStore. Okay, so StanStore has you have to pay for that. I can give you 14 days for free if you want to try it out. Just text me Stan and I'll send you a link to try it out for 14 days for free. But I like the System.io is free, and I think it's a great place to start. So a few components of what you need to successfully sell a product with your website. You need to have, number one, the core of your website is going to be a page that's called a sales page that's actually just going to outline what your product is about, what the value is that it has to offer. Maybe it says the price, but it also just really like communicates why it's worth that price. Okay, so it's just going to have bullet points of the features, maybe have some testimonials if you've got testimonials, and just explain like why it's the bomb, why people would want it. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory, but in addition to having your core web page that sells the product, you also want to have a landing page that people encounter before they get to your sales page. Okay, that landing page is designed as like the first point of contact when people go on your website, and you're going to want to get their email address somehow. Okay, so put a 1 in the chat if you guys have ever been to a website for just a regular company, and the first thing that happens is either there's a pop-up window or there's a landing page that says like, hey, opt into our email newsletter and we'll give you 15% off, or we'll give you this free thing. Okay, that's what you want to have on your website. The reason for that is that if somebody goes on your website and you don't get their contact information, if they get distracted and they walk away from their computer, they may never come back to your website just because they'll forget. Like, life happens. I mean, how many guys have ever been like surfing on Amazon, you're like, oh, I want this product, and then something crazy happens and you get distracted, you're like, yeah, I can't even find that product anymore. I don't even know where it is. Okay, that happens all the time. So you want to make the first thing that happens is you collect their email address. Now, you can't just get it for free. Nobody's going to just hand you their email address. So you need to offer something as a free giveaway, whether it's a free download or whether it's a discount or something like that, in exchange for them giving you their email address. And then it makes it a no-brainer for them. Once they opt into your email list, then you'll automatically have an email automation set up. System.io is great for this. As soon as they click that button, you don't have to be there. You don't have to do anything. You don't even have to check your email. It'll automatically start sending that person marketing emails to help nurture them as a customer and bring them closer to the sale. So let's say they don't purchase day 1 when they go to your website. Day 2 and day 3 and day 4 and day 5, they're getting more reminders from you with more reasons why they should consider your product and links to bring them back to your website to purchase. Okay, so that's a huge part of this. And I love System.io is all integrated into one place where you can just have all this automatically happening, even if you're completely asleep or on the beach in Cancun. All this can be happening on autopilot in the background. Okay, so once they opt into your email list, they get redirected to your sales page. Once they, if they decide to purchase your product, then you're going to have a thank you page that basically gives them the free download or tells them like check your email or your product's on the way or whatever it is. Okay, that's the basic setup of a sales funnel. You can have more steps in there if you want to make it more complicated, but that's the basic setup. Okay, now once you have your platform set up, okay, how many of you guys are feeling like deer in the headlights? There's no way that I could set up all of that website crap. Or like that sounds way too techy. Like there's no way I could handle this. Put it to if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by all of this. Simone's like, I got it. Love that. But if you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, it's okay because I honestly was feeling a little bit overwhelmed when I started this, like thinking about doing all that because I was like, I don't know how to set this stuff up. I'm gonna get everything wrong. Like I don't know like how to put all this together. So don't worry because I learned how to do this in 7 days. Okay. I set it all up in 7 days and it worked. And I'm going to share with you guys in a little bit, like how you can learn exactly step by step how to do this. If you want to go this route, it's not that difficult. Okay. As long as you're willing to keep an open mind and actually learn and follow the steps, there are step by step systems that show you on the screen like exactly what to do. But anyway, I'll get into that in a minute. Once you have all of this stuff set up, okay, you've got your online platform set up to sell a product. The next thing that's going to be crucial for you is actually getting people to find your website. Okay, you can have the best website in the world and the best product in the world, but if you don't know how to get traffic and you don't know how to find your target customers, it's all worthless. You're not going to sell anything. Okay, so some people think, oh, I'm going to build a website and then I'm going to be rich. Absolutely not. You can build a fantastic website, but you need to be able to find some way to market your product to get it out there in front of the right people. And so that's where the third component comes in. Okay. So we've talked about got to have a good product, you got to have an online website platform that with automations that sells your product. Now, the third thing is how do you drive traffic? And that's what I use social media for. Okay. There's a million and one ways to market, to do marketing, but the easiest and the best way to get started in marketing a product and starting a business in 2025 is to use social media. Okay. Let me explain why. Any other type of marketing you want to do, unless you're going to go out and stand on the interstate with a sign, like you're going to have to pay for marketing. Okay. You got to pay for advertising. You got to buy Google ads. You got to buy Facebook ads, or you've got to like pay for a radio spot or a television ad, you name it. Like you got to pay for that stuff. Okay. Social media is free. And what's crazy about social media, whether it's TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest, even, some of these other YouTube, you name it, those companies have one primary goal. Okay. That primary goal is to get more people to spend more time using their app, using their program. Okay. So TikTok wants more people to spend more time in TikTok. Instagram wants people to spend more time in TikTok. So how do they do that without charging? Well, obviously it's free. Like, so how do they get people to spend more time in the app? They've got to show people what they want to see and give them content that they like. Okay. So that's why whenever you commented on my video on TikTok or on Instagram, you started seeing more of me and more of people like me that are selling similar stuff, right? And talking about similar stuff. Because Instagram recognizes your behavior and it's got these extremely advanced algorithms that build a profile based on what you click, like, watch, how much time you're spending watching each thing, what topics you're interested in, what lights you up, because they want to give you more of that so that you spend more time here. Okay. So why is that important to us? Because if you know how to leverage that system, you don't have to understand how it works. But if you learn to leverage that system in the way that you post content on social media, then you can get that algorithm within Instagram or TikTok to go and find all the people out there that are interested in what you're having to talk about. And they're going to bring them to you and they're going to show your stuff to them. And they're going to do it for free without you having to pay for ads. Okay. Because it's in their best interest. They want people to get what they want. So if you've got what people want, then they're going to find those people for you. Is that making sense? Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. this is not as simple as you post one post and you're going to get a million views, because that obviously doesn't happen, right? So the key with social media, number one key more than anything, is consistency. Okay, you've got to be willing to post consistently about your whatever your product is about, whatever that topic is. You're going to talk to the pain points of the customers that your product solves an issue for them. You're going to talk about the solutions, and you're going to talk about um, the relatable aspects of whatever that niche is or whatever that topic is. Okay, and there's a whole slew of really hyper specific things that I do, that I've done to build my Instagram account to 160,000 followers in a year and a half. Okay, and I go into all that in my Instagram growth guide if you guys want to take a look at that. Um, but suffice it to say, consistency is number one, and you're just going to do a simple daily checklist of posting that content around your topic every single day. Doesn't have to be 7 days a week, but at least like 5 to 6 days a week. Okay, you're posting and you're doing your checklist. This is what I'm talking about when I say I work 2 hours a day on average. Okay, because I do have to show up. I've got to post stuff on social media. What's really crazy is that if you guys are watching me on TikTok, I don't even post on TikTok. Did you know that? Like, I literally don't post on TikTok. I post on Instagram, and I've got an automated system that reposts to TikTok and YouTube and another Instagram account. So I only have to do my checklist one time, and then it automatically goes everywhere. So you can set up the same exact thing, um, and that's a platform called repurpose.io if you want to check that out. Um, but what was I saying? Okay, so it's a daily checklist, 1 to 2 hours a day. If you're willing to stay consistent with that, then you will grow and you will find your people. And then once you get them in the door, then it's just a matter of like continuing to nurture, like I was saying, with your email campaigns. You've got your automated system set up. So they're going to go to your website. They're going to download your free thing that you offered them. And then they're going to start getting these marketing emails that you've set up one time in the beginning, so that you don't even have to do this stuff. Like, it's just they go to your website, because if you're post on Instagram or TikTok, and then they start getting these marketing emails. In a week or two down the line, they decide like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to buy, and they go buy. They didn't have to talk to you. Okay, this is not something where you've got to get on the phone and talk to people. It's pretty insane, like how much, if you do this right, you can live your life and be free and spend your time how you want to spend it, because you did the work up front to set all this stuff up and make it automated. And so it's like literally, like, I'm like, why isn't everybody doing this? Okay, and that's one of the questions that I get a lot from people is why. Well, if it's this simple, why isn't everybody doing it? There's a few reasons why. Number one, people don't understand how it works. Okay, so you need to understand like all the things that I just shared, and then a little bit more in detail with like how to actually execute these things. Um, that's the number one reason. Number two is that there's a lot of people that go out here and they try it for a week and they don't make money in their first week, and so they think it doesn't work. Okay, how many of you guys have like seen people talking about their story of how they made X amount of dollars in 7 days, and like you're like, oh, I want that. So then you go try it, and then it didn't work for you. Okay. Unfortunately, that happens a lot because maybe that person was even being honest, like that their story was that they made money in their first week. But I want to be super transparent with you guys. Don't start this if you're expecting to make money in your first week. Okay. Can it happen? Yes. I've seen it happen many times. But that's not the norm. Okay. I want you guys to come in, if you're going to get on this journey, like come in with your eyes wide open and be willing to spend the next 2 to 3 months building your business to get it to where you want it to be. Okay. But it works. The system works, but it's not overnight. Okay. Don't count on that. So let me just ask you this though. If I told you that you could spend a couple weeks setting up a system, working a couple hours a day, and then after that first week, you do a daily checklist that takes 1 to 2 hours to post on social media, and do that for the next 3 months. But then at the end of 3 months, you're making $10,000 for working 2 hours a day. Would it be worth it to you to do that for the next 3 months? Okay. And I'm not guaranteeing a certain timeline, but I'm just saying like food for thought. Would that be worth it to you to spend 2 hours a day for the next 3 months in order to make $10,000 a month moving forward from there? To me, 100% that's worth it. Like some of you maybe you make 20 grand a month and you're like, I don't know. That's okay. But if there was a way for you to be able to make in the long run, 12 months from now, be making 20, 30, $40,000 a month working 2 hours a day, would it be worth it to you to put in that work up front for the next 6 to 12 months to get there? Okay. Like if that's you, I don't know of any better way to do it. Okay. Like this is insane how lucrative it gets once the wheels start turning. It's like a snowball effect. And obviously now I've got followers on my platforms. I didn't start off with followers. So many people are like, do you have to have followers to be successful? How many of you guys put a one in the chat if you thought that you needed to have a lot of followers in order to make money online? Okay. I thought that. You don't actually. I made 10 grand with less than 1,000 followers when I started this. So you don't need to have a lot of followers, but guess what? If you do the right things that are going to start making you money, you're going to also get more followers. So that's why after a year and a half, I have 160,000 followers plus, because I've been doing the right things. But it's almost like the chicken or the egg. Like most people think you have to have a lot of followers to make money, but no, you have to make a lot of money to get a lot of followers. um, Not really, but you've got to do the things that make you money in order those same actions will also get you followers. Okay, so so where was I going with that? Um, yeah, snowball effect. So as you're working on these things and operating with this stuff, it's like kind of like a dead zone in the beginning. You feel like you're talking to the wall. Nobody's commenting on your posts. Nobody's liking your posts. Just keep cranking it out. Keep cranking it out. Keep doing it. 2 weeks in, some people are like, this must not be for me. I'm like, just keep doing it. Like if you keep going and you keep doing the right things, eventually it kicks off. And sometimes it's like, it's because of the consistency that the algorithm picks you up all of a sudden and it says, okay, this guy didn't give up after 2 weeks, so let's start showing the people. I don't know how it works, but that's what I see happen. Okay, um, so all that to say, you can use the information that I've given you tonight to do your own research, learn, go watch YouTube videos and learn like how to set up your website funnel, how to do all the things. Get Chat GPT to give you some help as well. Like you can do this on your own. You don't even have to buy a course. Okay. I'm probably the only person that's in this space that's going to tell you you don't actually have to buy a course to be successful. Okay. You don't. You can go out there and do it for free. Use System.io to set up your website for free. The one thing you'd probably have to buy is a website domain and a professional email address to go with it. It's like $50 for the year. Okay. So you can start your business for $50. But it's going to involve a lot more time, a lot more guesswork, a lot more trial and error. And you might spend 6 to 12 months like trying to figure this out before you actually get it to work. Okay. I mean, you might hit the jackpot. You might do great from the beginning. That's probably not going to happen. Okay. There's a lot of moving pieces to this. So I am going to share with you guys what I think is the best option for learning how to do this. If you want the exact step-by-step that shows you piece by piece how to put this all together. Okay. And it's all done on a screen share, but I'm not just going to tell you to go buy the course. I'm actually going to show you the course really quick. And I'm sorry, for those of you who are on TikTok, you won't be able to see this, but I'll at least talk you through it. And I'm gonna show it to you because this is the course that it's way better now and there's way more to it and way more information, but it's based upon the same course that I took when I learned how to do this in the beginning. Okay. And if I wouldn't have had that course personally, like I would have been lost in the sauce and I wouldn't have followed through. I'll just tell you that right now, knowing myself, I would have been like, I don't have time for this. I don't know if I'm doing anything right or not. So I just would have given up before I started. Um, Having the course gives you the confidence to know that like, yeah, you can set everything up really quickly within a week or two. And then once you launch, you know you're doing the right things. Okay. So let me share my screen and I'm going to show you guys what this course is like. This is Digital Wealth Academy, and it is uh, it's just a comprehensive, like teaches you everything you need to know. Okay. The first module, each one of these things is a module. Each one of these modules has multiple videos in it. And it's all bite-sized chunks. Okay. I'm very ADHD. Never been diagnosed officially, but like I've got all the tendencies. Okay. So like my attention span is very short and I get bored quickly. So all these videos are very short. They're like anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes for the most part. So you can just knock this out when you've got a few minutes here and there. But the first module is just going to walk you through how to even use the course. Okay. It's going to kind of help you understand how to use all this information. And then it's going to go into mindset here, which if you're not into mindset stuff, you can skip over that. It's not the end of the world. But then it's going to just work through digital marketing basics, digital product crash course that teaches you step by step how to actually create a digital product, launch it, just for the average person. Like, how do you actually do this stuff? And then it'll even go into like legal documents and like how to protect your business legally and doing all the right things. And then it goes into how to do. So, for example, set up with System.io, that platform that I showed you. You can build your website for free. This module gives you exactly step by step how to build everything that you need within that platform. And it shows you on the screen share what to click, what to type, how to do everything. So you're not like trying to figure it out. You can literally just follow along on the screen. All right, to copy exactly what they're doing. Now, you can see each one of these is a different video. Okay, so welcome to the System.io module, creating your free account. It walks you through like how to set up your business name, your logo, how to connect your domain and your email. And again, you can see each one of these videos is like 2 minutes. Okay, so it makes it really easy to consume and work piece by piece as you have time, regardless of how busy your schedule is. Okay, by the time you're done with this module, you've got your website set up, fully functioning with email campaigns and everything. Okay, this is just one module. So if we go back to let's go back to the classroom. So that was the System.io module. There's also modules for different platforms, like the other one I was mentioning before, Standstore, Beacons, Funnels, of course. Those are just different ways you can set up your website. There's a whole module that goes more in depth on email marketing and how to set up good email campaigns that actually get people to buy your stuff. Okay. Then there's also all this stuff about branding and marketing, attraction marketing, selling in your stories, how to use social media is what this is all about. Okay. So done for you reels. Then there's also a module on faceless marketing. So let me pause here for a second. How many of you people are like, one of the main reasons why you have not gotten started with digital marketing and any online business is you don't want to put your face out there. You don't want to be like the face of a brand. Just like put yes if you've ever been concerned about not wanting to be on camera or like for whatever reason. There's so many reasons why people don't want that. Like maybe they are shy or maybe they have like an actual job that there'd be a conflict of interest. They don't want to mess that up. If that's you, you can 100% do this without showing your face, and you can be just as successful. Okay, I show my face because I don't care, but I've got students that I mentor one-on-one that they have faceless accounts and like are making fantastic money. Like one of my students made 10 grand in a day the other day. Okay. Um, just reached over $100,000 in 6 months, 7 months maybe, from when she started. Okay, with a faceless account. So it's crazy. You can do this if you follow the steps that are outlined for you. You don't have to put yourself on camera, and you can actually do all of this without making it about your personal identity. All right, let me go back to sharing really quick. Okay, so in addition to that, there's all this stuff about using Instagram and TikTok, viral reels, how to create reels. I mean, literally, you don't need to go through all this information to get up and running and be successful, but like you can continue to get better and better and better at it. And this is how you start making more and more and more money. So it's all here for you, and you have lifetime access to this. Okay, if you join the course. Um, here's everything TikTok and TikTok Shop. Here's a module on affiliate marketing specifically, like how to get affiliate partnerships. You can also learn how to create and sell your own course. You can also learn right here. There's YouTube monetization, and then a whole module on how to monetize with Amazon specifically. Okay. If you're into network marketing, there's a module on how to do that. Not everybody wants to do that though. And then selling on Facebook, men's branding essentials. It also includes multiple products that you can like turn around and resell if you want. Okay, so there's multiple master resell rights, means you have the rights to resell those products as if they were your own and make 100% profit. So there's a whole vault of those products as well. And then from this point on, it's all like other languages. So the course is offered in Spanish and I believe Portuguese and a bunch of other languages as well. In addition to that, there's a whole community as a part of this as well of other people that are going through this. And you can see here, there's like testimonials of people that are going through this. 10 sales in one day, 27,000 in a month. So I can't believe this. $100,000 in just 70 days. Like this is insane. Like this person says, I'm on my way to hit 50,000 in just 20 days, 11 more days to go. Okay, so crazy. So that's all in here as well. You can get support from other people who are working through this with you. Okay, so that's Digital Wealth Academy. If you guys have any questions about any of that? Again, I'm not trying to pressure you guys to buy a course. I want you guys to be aware of some of this stuff and how it works and what it looks like so you can make your own decision, because I really feel like this is the number one way to make like passive residual income. It's not fully passive, but to be able to make 40 grand a month in 2 hours a day is insane. So this is how I've done this. Okay. And I took a course just like this when I started. And like I said, I highly recommend it so that you're not just out there flapping. Digital Wealth Academy is $497. For those of you who are interested, it's $497, one-time cost, no monthly costs, no upsells. You're not going to be like charged more later on, just one time. And if you need to do a payment plan, you can get started for as little as $46 a month. Okay, so if you're interested, I'm gonna put the link to Digital Wealth Academy in the chat here. If you want me to send you the link on TikTok, just send me a DM and I'll send you the link. If you want information on the payment plans, then I want you to just text me the word payment plan on my cell phone, which is 504-402-8266. Okay, just text me the word payment plan and I'll send you the information on that. Like I said, you can get started for as little as $46 a month. But that's the way to get started. And then I saw Dry Bar Highland raise their hand. If you have a question, you can just put it in the chat, and I'll get to it for sure. On TikTok, once again, my phone number is 504-402-8266. Okay, 504-402-8266. Just text me payment plan. Also, if you have any more questions, like if you want to just send me a DM or send me a text and just ask questions, like I'll totally respond. Okay, this is not going to like give you spam texts or calls. Like it's literally just my cell phone. Okay, so you can just text me, call me, whatever, and we'll chat one on one. And yes, those comments are people that are part of the community um, that are going through Digital Wealth Academy. Okay, um, and one thing that I have had a lot of my students who've gone through Digital Wealth Academy that I've had some people come to me and they've said, listen, I the course is great. There's so much information, but I am getting overwhelmed. I'm feeling like I just want somebody to literally just tell me what to do step by step. Like literally just can you just walk me through this process personally? Because you know what to do, and I don't want to have to watch a bunch of videos and figure it all out. Okay. So after getting a few of those people, I decided I was like, okay, this is obviously something that people want. And so I created a program that um, is just literally one-on-one mentorship. Okay, so if you want me to actually just walk you through every step of this process, handhold you, guide you through it until you do this next, everything from identifying a product all the way through building your website, all the way through launching your social media and doing it right. I can show you exactly, walk you through that entire process as if I was building my own business. Okay, it's that in depth and that intense. Um, and so, if that's something that you're interested in, then I want you to just text me directly because I only have a couple spots open for this. I only work with a very limited number of students at this level because it's something that um, takes a lot of my time and energy, and I want to make sure that I'm giving the best value to these people to really like say, okay, by the time you launch your business, it's I've given you the two thumbs up that everything's working right and looking right. Um, and I've had a lot of success with the students I've worked with at this level, but I want to have a conversation directly with you about this to see if it's something you're interested in actually doing and if it makes sense for you. So if you want more information on that, just text me the word elite. So it's ELITE. It's for my Elite Mentorship program. And the same phone number, 504-402-8266. Or if you're on TikTok, send me a DM with the word elite. And we can just talk about like what all is involved with that and what's included and see if it's right for you. Okay. Um, and and we'll go from there. Do you guys have any questions though about some of the stuff that I covered tonight? I know I covered a lot of ground, and I wanted to just kind of give you the full picture of how this business model works and how it can work for you. Um, so, does anybody have any questions specifically that I can address while I'm on here? I'll try to watch both screens in case you guys have questions here on TikTok as well. Any other questions? Oh, and I never put the link to Digital Wealth Academy in the comments here. So let me do that. Okay, so Timon asks, is your path the same as everyone else who might follow for success? I would say I would say yes, in the sense that it's the same strategy that I teach every one of my students. Um, I've got like 7 streams of income from this now, a combination of digital products and affiliate products. Um, so yes, I would say that everybody follows kind of a similar path. It's just a matter of like, what do you start with? What product do you want to start with? And that's when whether you're going through Digital Wealth Academy, it kind of helps you walk through that decision. But that's the first conversation I have with my elite students is we spend an entire session getting in the weeds of like, tell me about yourself, tell me about your background, your passions, your interests, your expertise. Like, what do your friends ask you about? Like, we'll go into all those different things. And I'm just going to find the best thing that's going to be aligned with you, and help you decide what you're going to start with for that first offer that you're going to sell. And maybe that's an existing product out there, or maybe it's something you create yourself that we can create together. But that's what I can help you figure out is where to start. But then once you've identified that, it's all pretty much the same process in terms of like how you build out the website. The principles apply to everybody. And and then once we get to the social media marketing part, I'm just going to help you apply my strategies that I used to your product to market the same and have the same success. Any other questions? And guys, literally, you can ask me anything. Uh, I I want you to have like a full understanding. And Rob, I don't know if you're still on TikTok. I saw that you asked, is there a fee? So yeah, like what I was talking about Digital Wealth Academy. If you wanted to get that step-by-step walkthrough of how to set everything up within the course, that course costs $497. So basically $500. But there's payment plans for as little as $46 a month. So you can split it up over time if you want to do that. So that's Digital Wealth Academy. My Elite Mentorship, just to address that question too about the price, if you wanted to do my Elite Mentorship, it's $5,000, but there's payment plans for that too. Okay, so you're going to get, you can start for as little as $260 a month with the Elite Mentorship, and you're going to get 15 one-on-one sessions with me. Literally, like I said, I'm just going to walk you through, like tell you exactly what to do, and then you're going to do it, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you, like, give you feedback and to say, hey, let's fix this, let's tweak that, let's do this next. You're never going to be like out there flapping, not knowing what to do, because I'll be there every step of the way to help you launch your business. Along with that, I do have another option where I can literally build everything for you, and set everything up for you, and then you just plug and play. Okay, so that's an additional cost for that, but it is available if you're like, hey, I just want you to do everything for me. There are some people that would prefer that. So again, if you're looking at the Elite program and you want more information, if you want to chat with me about that, just text me the word Elite to my cell phone. Kath asked, for a beginner, would you suggest starting out along the affiliate path rather than diving right in with an original product? Honestly, it depends on the person. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to that. I think that everybody comes to the table with different background and different like interests and skill sets, and so it's really different depending on the individual. And that's it's a conversation we can have offline if you want to talk a little bit more about that. Susan asked, is DWA forever membership, and how many people are currently enrolled? It is forever, so you have lifetime access. And the cool thing about Digital Wealth Academy is that when you are in the course, you actually get free access to the updates as they happen. So all future updates of the course, and there's been so many over the past year even, where they make the course better, they add more content, things change online, and they might like completely redo some content to keep up with the trends. So you'll have permanent access to all that without ever having to pay additional fees. And how many people are currently enrolled? I don't know, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people in there in Digital Wealth Academy, but I don't know the exact number right now. But definitely in the tens of thousands of people that have at least at some point or other purchased the course. So, and there's been, I lost track of the number a while ago, but people who've gone through the course, I think it's something like 70 75 million or something in profits out of the people who've joined. So uh, it's pretty insane how much people are making with this. Let's see if there's any questions over here on TikTok. You guys have any other questions? Anything else that you want to ask me? Susan said, if I have the option and content for either, would you suggest digital sales over membership group or vice versa? That's a really good question, Susan. I think I need to understand a little bit more about your product and your business model before I would just give you a blanket answer. But I think that there's pros and cons to both, because if you have a membership group, then um, like if you're setting up a membership group that you can charge a monthly fee for, then that's residual income, right? So you can be making the more people that you get into your group, then you're increasing your monthly income that comes in as residual. So that's always a great asset to have when you're looking at making money online. But with digital products, sometimes you can have things that you can charge more for if you're generating more content for the actual product. And sometimes people are more likely to purchase something as a one-time thing than they would be to sign up for a membership. So I think they work really well hand in hand when you're doing both. But if it was me, well, actually, I'm not even gonna say that, because it really depends on what your niche is and what your target audience is. So we'd have to get more into the weeds with that. Any questions? Let's try. Gotta verify my TikTok to stay live. Okay. Any other questions you guys have for me? Thank you guys so much for getting on. Hopefully this was helpful for you and educational for you. Like I said, feel free to text me offline if you have more questions and you want to learn more about this. I'd be happy to chat with you. I'm not like, I just feel like there's so many people out there that they're making really good money with this and they're posting about it, but they're not accessible and they don't like let random people just like ask them questions. And so I want to try to like fill that space, because I can't tell you, there's so many people out here that have so much potential to make so much money, but they just need their questions answered, like in order to be able to like decide if they want to take the leap, right? And so uh, that's what I'm here for, or at least I try to be. Nat asked, when you offer a PDF option to customers, do we run the risk they will just share this with their friends and lose sales? That's a really good question, Nat. I think to the straight answer is yes, you do run that risk. But I think you want to look at the bigger picture here, because there's 2.5 billion people on Instagram. If you have one person out of maybe 1,000 that buys your product that shares it with their friends and family, you didn't lose any money off of that. Like they're not going to share it. They're not going to go now. If they did actually go take your PDF and you didn't give them the right to do it, and they started posting about it online and getting hundreds of people to come and get it for free or something, then you've got legal course to be able to like get them shut down and like even be compensated for that. But you're not going to lose money from somebody sharing it with their friends and family. I always encourage that, honestly, because it's like more likely that they're going to buy it if they feel freedom to like, you know, help their people around them with it. Because like I guarantee you, the people that they're sharing it with would probably never find you on social media anyway. It's just such a big ocean. Okay, there's so many people, and so I take the approach of just sell it to the people that you find. Susan asked, do you offer consults, brainstorming sessions to make an initial decision on if or what to pursue based on our individual circumstances and skill set? Yeah, I do. My we can have like a 15-minute call for free if you wanted to just chat for 15 minutes. Feel free to text me. If you want to like go really in depth and do like a full on mentorship session, my actual hour-long mentorship sessions start at $500 an hour. if you wanted to like really get in the weeds and like help me hone you in on what to start with. Um, but we can start with a free, like just a free phone call to kind of see where you're at and go from there. So if you want that, just text me on my phone number. Uh, just say like you want a free call and we can set that up. And we'll go from there. So again, my phone number is 504-402-8266 if you want to text me. Nat, the total cost of the Digital Wealth Academy is 497 US dollars. So I'm not sure what the conversion rate is right now. Obviously, that'd be more in Australian dollars, but again, there are payment plans too if you wanted to take advantage of that. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah, that's the only cost for the Digital Wealth Academy. Just a one-time cost, and then everything you have lifetime access to everything. Any other questions? Good question. Nat asks, why me and not all the others out there? Um, well, I guess a couple things. And yeah, there's a lot of people out here who are like marketing courses and stuff on how to make money online. Um, I would say number one, um, I've I've tried so many things to make money online. Okay, like or to make money in general. Like I have tried a lot of different courses to learn how to make money online. I've sifted through the good, the bad, and the ugly with this, and I've failed and I've succeeded. And so, um, the course that I recommend, number one, I stand behind it as like a solid guide to how to actually be successful with this. Okay, because I've seen it work for me and I've seen it work for a lot of other people, and it's not BS. Okay. Um, the other thing is just that, like, obviously, if you're going to work with me one on one, I've, 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 number one, I've had that success and I can show you exactly what to do. And I'll be able to point out things that you might not even think of to like help you get better results. And I've got a track record of working with a lot of people and helping a lot of people reach $10,000 a month or more. So, that's something that type of experience comes with time and like a lot of trial and error, and I've done that. So I'll be able to help fast track you through that process. So that would be like my answer to that question. Um, but I mean, like, there's a lot of other people out there. I'm not saying that they're not great. I mean, if you feel more aligned with somebody else, by all means, go purchase from somebody else. Um, I'm not the end all be all, but I would say that like I'm going to be straightforward with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat things, and um, I'm accessible, and so that's hard to find. Any other questions you guys have? Susan asked, in my experience, how much stress or drama do you find this job? I asked because I have friends running coaching programs and the drama. Yeah. I don't deal with a lot of drama, to be honest. I mean, every now and then, like I literally in a year and a half, I've had one chargeback. Okay. One person. And it was actually kind of insane because like their reasoning for the chargeback was that they weren't able to access the course I got them access to the course and they still did the chargeback. So I was like, okay. Uh, that happened once out of a year and a half, and making the kind of money I'm making, it's like that little drama is like literally I'm okay with that for sure. Um, I mean, it also depends on how you run your business. Like if you're, it sounds like if you're trying to avoid drama, you're probably going to be not dealing with a lot of it because you're not going to want it. Some people get like super emotional in their business and like, they almost invite it, but if you're doing things right, like you don't need to deal with a lot of drama with this, that's for sure. Especially because most of it's automated. So I don't even talk to most of my customers. People that are buying stuff, like I don't even interact with most of them. So, it's really pretty drama free overall. Any other questions you guys have? Um, I would say it's a good idea to when you're setting up your website, there's certain things you want to like do, like privacy policy and stuff like that. That's all gone over in Digital Wealth Academy. It's pretty basic stuff, but I don't think you need to like have a lawyer or anything like that. Like you don't need to do anything intense. I just recommend like get started, and then if you start making enough money where you need to have like um, more like business insurance and stuff like that, then like yeah, it makes sense when you're dealing with six-figure income. Um, but up until that point, it's not a big deal. And I've never had any issues with that, even like being as like having all these followers and making this much money. I still haven't dealt with any legal issues, so it's pretty nice. Any other questions you guys got? You can ask me anything. I'm here for it. TikTok too. If you guys want to ask questions, drop it in the comments. Absolutely. Don asked about taxes if you're not in the US. So I don't know. I'm not a tax expert, so I don't know like what the deal is with different countries and stuff. What I will say is that the way that taxes work for this is the same as it would for any, like if you're starting your own business in any way. So at least in the US, you're going to get taxed based on um, like the same way that you would if you were like selling lemonade on the street. Like if people are giving you money, the government wants to take their cut based on those tax laws in your state and country, et cetera. So get with a tax professional to help you with that. But at the end of the day, like you're gonna spend very little on taxes compared to how much you're making in profits. You're never going to pay more in taxes. Um, and um, what's cool about this is that, at least in the US, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty similar. You can write off a lot of things because you're working this business from your phone and from your home. And so you can actually deduct a lot of expenses from your income so that you don't have to pay taxes on all your income. So like I deduct my cell phone bill, I deduct my internet bill, I deduct my home office, I deduct travel expenses because I do this business and I like post a lot of videos from where I'm traveling at. And so there's a lot of things that you can do to actually like on paper pay way less taxes because of all those deductions. Any other questions? All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. But thank you guys for joining. Again, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you do have more questions, feel free to text me. I'm going to give my phone number one more time. Um, That way you guys can text me and ask me questions. It's 504-402-8266. Okay, 504-402-8266. If you want information on the payment plans for Digital Wealth Academy, text me payment plan. If you want to chat more about working with me one-on-one and just get me to handhold you do the whole thing, text me the word elite and we can chat about that. And otherwise, have a great rest of your night. Hopefully, you guys have an awesome week and God bless you.